Hey everyone, welcome back to the Recovery Channel. So as Chris promised you last week, you are in for a treat today. We get to do something extra cool. What? Oh, come on man, I got this. Yeah, I know last time we had to call the fire department, but I've been practicing. All right, fine. All right, well, you know what? We'll have to do that one another time when Mr. Killjoy over here approves and the fire department. But anyway, I do have an equally cool thing for us to do this week. Now, you may wonder what this has to do with recovery. It is not part of any 12-step program that I know of. But like we've promised you in the introductory video, we're going to pull from every resource we can think of to help. Recovery is about doing whatever it takes, whatever works, as long as it's legal and not worse for us than the addiction. And everyone's different, so we're going to present as many ideas and tools as we can come up with in order to help people. I also know some of you may be resistant to this. Spiritually, it may sound like it is counter to a religious belief. I don't know the rules of every religion, but I can promise you we are not opening ourselves up to evil spirits or going against God's word. And to those of you that are just plain skeptical, I ask that you just give this a try. It's 10 minutes of your life. What the heck's he talking about? He hasn't even said what it is, and now I'm scared of evil spirits. I think I'd rather see the cocoa powder thing. Okay, well, thank you for being patient. Here it is. I'm going to talk about our inner child. Don't you touch that dial. Hear me out. The term inner child was first coined by the famous pioneering psychologist Carl Jung and is described as an unconscious subpersonality that consists of what a person learned and experienced in the earliest years of their life. This inner child personality is subordinate to the conscious mind, yet influences this mind. The influence manifests itself negatively if the inner child is traumatized, wounded, or anxious. In the 90s, a popular author named John Bradshaw had a PBS TV show about addiction, and he further popularized the concept of the inner child. There's a link in the comments to a book he wrote about it. Many psychologists and therapists have a keen interest in this area because they believe that by teaching people to reparent their inner child, by giving it the kindness, compassion, understanding, and guidance that the actual child never got, they can impact the adult's unwanted and compulsive behaviors. Remember what Chris said last week about the triangle of self-obsession? That thing that happens when we get stuck at a certain stage of development and we have trouble dealing with getting our needs met? Healing the inner child helps us overcome stuff like that. It can build our self-confidence, lessen our shame, bring us peace, and help us stop acting out compulsively. That is how it's related to recovery. Hopefully, I've at least compelled you to keep listening. You're still here at least, so I haven't scared you off. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about the psychology of this. Instead, we're going to jump right in to experiencing it. My hope is to give you some of that healing right now, not just talk about it theoretically. Again, this is not counter to any religious belief that I know of, but if you're uncomfortable with a guided meditation, which is what this is, please talk to a trusted advisor about it before proceeding. So here we go. The screen's going to go to relaxing imagery in a minute, so don't worry about missing anything. I want you to get into a comfortable position where you can relax your body and close your eyes. I'll give you a minute to get comfortable. Take 3 deep breaths and let them out slowly. Breathe in through your nose deeply and out through your mouth, loosely pursing your lips like you're blowing out a candle. After 3 deep breaths, return to normal breathing, but really focus on the air entering your lungs and how that feels. Relax your body as you breathe in and out. Feel the tension leaving your muscles. Relax your mind. Picture the emptiness of space. Imagine that inside of your brain. When thoughts flow in, let the thoughts flow back out without paying them any mind. Just let them flow out without judgment or care. Keep imagining that peaceful emptiness. When your mind wanders, which is what minds do, return your focus to your breathing. Notice how the air feels in your nostrils and traveling down your throat. We'll do this for another few seconds, focusing on the breath. Now, I want you to imagine yourself in a room. It can be any type of room, but it's comfortable and peaceful. The colors are warm and pleasant. The furniture is soft and inviting. You are standing in this room, and you feel warm and calm. Your body is relaxed. Now, I want you to imagine a smaller version of yourself, several feet from where you are standing. Perhaps what you looked like when you were 4 or 5 years old. It doesn't have to be a perfect memory. You know that it is you. Imagine what that smaller version of you looks like. What are you wearing? How does your hair look? Are you standing or sitting on one of those comfortable pieces of furniture? Your adult self is still in the room too, just noticing the smaller version of you. Now I want you to notice the expression on your child's face. Is it a smile, a frown, kind of a blank stare? How do you think that child is feeling? In a moment, we're going to ask them to see what they say in response. My inner child doesn't talk. He just shows me through body language and gestures. Yours is probably different though, just as you are different than me. You will listen to your child however they choose to communicate to you. They may be scared, and that's okay too. Resist any judgment that you may have about what they tell you. Go ahead now and ask them. Ask them how they are feeling, and we'll give them a chance to respond. What's important now is that you recognize them and whatever they are feeling, to let them know that you understand. Do that now. Let that child know that you understand how they are feeling. Tell your child that whatever they are feeling, it's okay. It's okay if they're scared or angry or sad or happy. Let them know that you accept them no matter how they feel, what they do, or what they've done in the past. You accept them completely, absolutely, and unconditionally. Tell them that now. One more thing we're going to tell our child is that we love them and that we will never, ever leave them. Tell them that in your own words, that you will always be there for them. You will never leave. If they need you, they can just call out and you will be there. Go ahead and do that now. Now, if your child is comfortable with it, go ahead and kneel down and give them a hug. If they're not comfortable, that's okay. Just be with them. When you're done, stand up and take their hand again, assuring them that you are with them, and from this day on, they never have to go it alone. The room you are in is now a beautiful meadow. The sun is shining and feels warm on your skin. You hear birds chirping, smell the trees, and feel the soft grass beneath your feet. There's an overwhelming peace in your heart. Go ahead and walk with your child, hand in hand, off into the distance. As you see yourself walking, take a nice deep breath, slowly exhaling. When you're ready, open your eyes and come back into the room. Thank you for doing that with me. If you've never done it before, it's called a guided meditation, and it's a way to still our minds for long enough to get in touch with the depths of our consciousness. It's amazing the healing that we can find there. Your homework for this week is to try this again, either on your own or you can play this video again. I do a version of this every day as part of my dailies. It takes some time, but I have definitely gained self-esteem and confidence as my inner child realizes that he is loved, accepted, and not alone. This is the reparenting I mentioned. Give it a chance. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Try it at least 2 or 3 times this week and see if you notice any changes in your disposition. Next week, we'll get back to the more traditional 12-step stuff. Again, thanks for being brave and giving this a shot, and we'll see you next week.